Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As I mentioned in my must-have summer favorites video, which I'll link down below, I mentioned that one of my must-go-to eyeshadow palettes for the summer is going to be the Meet Matt Nude eyeshadow palette from the Balm Cosmetics. If you want to see how to recreate this look, then keep on watching. As you guys can already tell that I have my full face already in place of what I want for my daily makeup. Go ahead and just mainly make this a eyeshadow tutorial, I guess. I went ahead and primed my eyelids too, and I used the Too Faced Shadow Insurance eyeshadow primer. You can use whatever eyeshadow primer you want. This was just the first one that I grabbed. Today we're going to be going in using the Meet Matt Nude eyeshadow palette from the Balm Cosmetics. And I mentioned this in my must-have summer favorites because this is a palette I stole this palette literally for $15 at Nordstrom Rack the last time I was out shopping. And I love this palette because you open it up and it has 9 big pan sizes of a bunch of different everyday neutral shade colors. You can create everything from like an everyday look to this to something a little bit more dramatic. And since I want to go a little bit more on the more dramatic side, I'm going to go ahead and recreate like a smoky look with this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a blending brush and I'm going to take my Elizabeth Mott blending brush. And I'm going to go in first with that shade Matte Abdul, which is this down here. Pick enough of it up on the brush and I'm going to kind of just work it into that like transition area. So kind of going a little bit higher, as you can see that this is a little bit lighter than what we would normally use in a transition, but I want to create a smoky-ish kind of purpley slash, I don't really know, I just wanted to play with this palette look. Key with transition is obviously to go lightest to darkest, and that's the thing with smoky eyes. You're not going to go in full heavy with the smoky eye itself, and you're not going to go heavy-handed first. And with a smoky eye, like with the darkest color, you're going to work your way from lightest to darkest. Now that we have that shadow in place, it's pretty much all in that transition area from outer to inner corner. The next shade I'm going to go in with is I'm going to go ahead and kind of like soften it up. And I'm going to just use the same brush and go in with that Matte Sing, which is a very pretty like dusty rosy color. And I'm going to work that more towards the lower portion towards my lid. Go in next with a different shade now, and for a different shade I want to create a little bit more dimension in this look, so I think the next thing we're going to go in was with that shade Matte Hung. I'm going to take a fluffier brush, so I'm going to take my Visanti contour eyeshadow brush number 4 and I'm going to go in with Hung or Matte Hung, and I'm just really going to kind of fluffily put this on. This way it's giving that little bit more definition, it's giving it a little bit more of a smoke, and then if you want you can always build this up to make it a lot more deeper. The biggest thing with this is just creating dimension, and that's really all a smoky eye is just creating layers and layers and layers of dimension so that it kind of just smokes itself out. Now that our eyes are starting to become a little bit more defined and they have a little bit more dimension and kind of depth to them, we're going to keep going and we're going to keep smoking out that outer corner now. We pretty much have where we want all of the color to be, and like it's going to fade out. So we're going to start working on that outer corner a little bit, and I'm going to go in with the shade Matt Johnson, which is the gray shade up in here. Take a tapered brush, and this is one that I had from a Urban Decay, and I'm just going to pick that right on the end corner, and I'm going to create a V on the outer portion of this. Now this isn't going to be too terribly dark, but this isn't going to be a full-fledged smoky eye either. Like if you want a full smoke, you can go black, and that's fine and dandy. But we're going to go with more of a purpley smoke. I like this double end brush because if I want to, I can kind of smoke it in and smoke it out. And that's the biggest thing too, is like when you're applying all these shadows, keep pulling it out towards the ends, and that's really going to give it that kind of smoked appearance. The other thing I like to take too is this outer corner color that I'm working with, which is that Matt Johnson. I'm going to kind of smudge it under my eye too. And don't worry if you feel that it looks incredibly messy, because I know at the forefront that's what it kind of looks, is really just messy and all over the place. Don't worry. That's the whole point of a smoky eye, is that it's not meant to look precise. It's meant to look smoky, edgy, dark, roughed up. So don't feel like you're freaking out because there's so much powder everywhere. We're going to fix that as best as we can. And with that shade Matte Sing and that Matte Malloy, our own little blend of a highlight to bring to the top of the brow. It's also going to camouflage some of those rough little spots that we might have had where the powder didn't necessarily meet to the transition. and it's just going to create a lighter approach to that smoky eye. Picking up Malloy and then picking up Sing, and we can go through and clean our palette afterwards to make sure that it's not going to be too much. Or you can apply it right on, like you could go Malloy first and then kind of soften it up with Matte Sing. Like the inner part of the lid, you can either leave it as is, but I want to go in and brighten it up a little bit because that's kind of a point of a smoky eye. So I'm going to take Malloy again using that same flat shadow, tapping out a bunch of the excess just to kind of highlight. I want to pack this because Malloy is really one of those colors that does have a lot of pigment, and especially for it being a true white, I like to just kind of like that's white, so we're just going to kind of soften it up and tap out as much excess and then just blend the rest in. So that's pretty much it for the look in terms of that. We're just going to go ahead and touch this up with a little bit of eyeliner and mascara, and I'll be right back. That was the best impromptu wing I've ever done in my life. Goddamn. For my lipstick today, I'm using the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Scorpio. It's just more or less a quick tutorial on all the different color schemes within this said palette. There's tons of things that you can do. You can create a brown smoky eye, a purpley smoky eye. There's plenty of different things to go from everything as basic as an everyday look to something as dramatic as a purple smoky eye that we did today. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you like my videos and if you like my content and if you like me, feel free to subscribe by hitting the button down below and get notified when I post new videos. Feel free to check out my blog down below. I'll link it all down along with all my other social media. You can find my blog over at Life with Sarah or at sarahlock.wordpress.com, 2 H's, 2 K's. And that's pretty much it. If you want to see more tutorials and possibly more looks using this Meet Matt Nude eyeshadow palette, let me know in a comment. And yeah, so until next time, take care and we'll see you guys later. Bye.